right. I know Lawrence said he's gonna be a little bit late. Saba's doing Saba things. She was just helping me, so I know she's fine. And then Grant will probably be like a minute or two late or so. So, you want to just get into it? Oh, there. Speak of the devil, there's Saba.
I am.
I mean, I feel like we're on the tail end of this case, aren't we?
I agree.
Oh, I'm suddenly depressed again,
hopefully.
guys. This sucks.
Could you imagine if there's like another half of this case?
Like, I'm like trepidatious at the apparent prospect that there's not going to be a court segment.
So we're taking her to jail, right?
Well, we're gonna be going to Hong Kong first.
Right.
Once we reach Great Britain, we'll be handing her over to Scotland Yard. Okay. Saba.
I'm gonna have to adjust.
You're
my
gonna have to do
settings or
something with your mic because it's real annoying. So she'll be going to prison for murder, but at least she won't be going back to Russia. She's in exile for life. Kazuma's death feels like such a waste. Oh, ow. God, it's like an actual tragedy. Like I feel like, hello, Lawrence, I see that you're in chat. Why are you, oh, because he's getting takeout, right. Pavlova did nothing wrong. She definitely did something wrong, Lawrence.
She did everything wrong.
She didn't do everything wrong, but she definitely gave push. She gave
Literal
push. She gave a little push.
Deadly push.
A little push.
A Peter push.
Yeah.
Like, our literal best friend died.
Yes.
I would be in shambles. But
I'm going to have to hand you over to the console to arrange your passage back to the... No! I don't get to stay on the... I can't go on the journey of a lifetime. Oh, that's so sad.
Why do our
like,
mentors always have to die? Like, I know it's a trope.
They're too useful.
I'm about to say they're too useful.
Trope, but why can't we just incapacitate them, you know?
You mean like
Why
knocking them
always
out on a bedpost?
Well, you'd rather have them be put in a fucking coma.
Yes,
no,
put
just
mentors
like
in comas.
Like he broke his foot or something, so he can't go, right? So you're forced to
You
go.
want a fucking acrobat situation where he's put in a coma for his life and we visit periodically from jail?
That is also really bad. Oh
well,
my gosh,
Saba, you're
things?
basically describing what happened to Mia, because although she's dead, she won't shut the fuck up in cases.
No,
you say that like it's a bad thing.
It's not. She definitely keeps saving us, but I just find it irksome as time goes on, mostly just because it's like I'd rather she'd be alive. Like the fact that she's dead and it's like, oh, there's all this spirit medium bullshit's kind of stupid.
See, wouldn't you have liked it better if Mia was just stuck in a different country and then she just called every single time you needed help?
I don't know if I would have liked it better. I like seeing her for needless to say reasons, but it's like, I don't know. It definitely feels weird because like the whole thing, because I remember screaming about it while we were playing the first game. It's like, if we have spirit mediums and we can just talk to the dead, how is this how do I have a job? Period. Like, why don't we just channel the dead all the time and do this?
Because channeling has a bad reputation, Zach, from the case where the thing was wrong, and they're like, whoa.
Yeah, and some people are like ghosts.
People don't
I don't
like
believe
it.
in that.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, because that
Right,
happened.
when she physically transforms into another human being.
Oh, just cinematic.
Yeah, but it's still inaccurate, Zach. But then this, but she was wrong. They were wrong that one time, so it's not. Oh my
she's
God!
so
Why do you have the
sad.
sword?
She's gonna kill herself.
She's gonna kill us.
My God, she's like
Ah.
scary sometimes.
Okay. I'm gonna give it like another minute or two before we go back to actually doing voiceover, but I just want to make sure that my hiccups are gone. Yeah, Saba, the entire time that we were doing the Legends of Runeterra thing just a little bit ago, I was hiccuping like a fucking crazy person.
Oh God, I hate continuous hiccups.
It was,
so
oh, look at her
much.
eyes!
Oh, they're
Oh.
anime shimmering.
She's so sad. I can't believe someone's life could be over just like that. I agree. It's really
Dude, I
disappointing.
feel it.
So
I feel-
unceremoniously.
Dude, I think I'm relating more to her than I did Maya.
Same. Are you sure you don't want a hamburger? Because that's my personality.
You're gonna pay for all the food, right?
Hey, Nick! I'm gonna be annoying and spend all your money! Isn't that endearing? Fuck! Anyway. Oh yeah, what's happening to you? Are you coming back with me to Japan, or are you going to Great Britain? Because you were supposed to be here. It was just a silly series of mishaps. That's my favorite spin-off series for a series of unfortunate events.
It follows all the characters that what's his face was disguised as to be disposed of secretly.
Oh! A series of silly mishaps. Oh, that's so good.
A sequence of silly mishaps.
A sequence of silly mishaps. There you go. That's so good. Thank God I have my syllabants controlled on my mic. Otherwise, that'd be really annoying.
Who is speaking right now?
Yeah, Hosanaga. That's what is my
Oh,
assumption.
he's just.
You did fail. It's true. And he had a headache because he got drugged by the chicken. I blame you. Hey! Oh, is the detective
That
here?
means he's here.
Yeah, he's-
Not so
You-
fast.
What is the meaning of this? Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting. Oh, that's really funny.
We're not Cody from Street Fighter.
You are a stowaway. Listen, Chomes, read the room a little bit. This is a very sad scenario.
I'm glad he's having a fucking laugh about all this.
Yeah.
Shelb's like, I have no attachment or stakes in this case. I'm totally fine with someone dying.
And I'm
I
like,
mean, it could
oh
also just be
yeah.
deflection.
Well, let me tell you about one Dr. Wilson, and he's like, who? I'm like, fuck.
What?
How red herring would it be if that was not the same Dr. Wilson and it just so happened there was someone with the exact same name position?
Oh my god. I go bananas, I think.
Because Wilson's not an
Hard
uncommon name.
Correct, that is true. It is all nil.
They'll begin disemboweling next port.
Disemboweling. So,
This is all just.
the terms of this study
Mostly
tour were
depressing.
negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be one lawyer and one assistant. It's me! I'm a lawyer!
When did you become a lawyer, sir? Where's your degree certificate?
When he died and passed on his spirit of justice to me.
Oh my gosh.
Wrong game.
Listen, we went through a lot of trials and tribulations to get here. I think it's only
No!
Phoenix right.
No! Ah!
This hurts, yeah.
There is no Apollo justice in this world. Who's this talking?
I think
Majority
so.
problems have an extremely simple solution.
Yeah, he's the my dear fellows lens.
Why was it being mysterious? He's been here the whole time.
It's true.
One
lawyer.
Ooh.
What does Lawrence say? Lawrence says, wait a minute, didn't the not autopsy report state that there were no external injuries despite the fact that Cosmo's head got bedposted? That's a good point.
I do
kind
think
of
he should have
agree.
had bruises.
He definitely
Yeah,
should have
still.
had a very serious bruise on the back of his neck. Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if, like, I feel like it
bruise.
would have been interesting if there was a, it's like, if, like, Pavlova had makeup in her room, and, Stroganov used the makeup on the back of his neck to make the bruise look like it wasn't there, and just no one noticed, but they never addressed it, so I agree. I agree with Lawrence in saying that that's kind of that's a weird plot hole.
What if Cosmo just had really strong skin but weak bones?
Strong skin but weak bones.
He took all his points out of his bone strength and put all of them into his skin strength, so he would never look weak.
Any qualifications gained in your Japan will be of little value in Great Britain. Find ourselves another suitable lawyer. Stop looking like you're both confused as to who the lawyer is gonna be.
I mean, I don't know. I can't tell. Can you, Adrian? Who would it be?
Stroganoff.
Stroganoff.
Yes. Perfect.
I must atone for my crime by becoming lawyer.
Dude, he's got an animal sidekick. It makes perfect sense.
True. All ace attorneys have animal sidekicks. For
What
example.
do you mean, are you studying law? Are you kidding me?
Oh, no,
No.
I'm not.
Not? Wait, I thought we went to the same university.
It's not a university. The only we were going for some other degree, probably, or general studies. We didn't say that we're going for law.
Oh.
Harvard has more than what? Harvard is more programs than just the law program.
Yeah, I know. It's also a sham.
That's not a program. That's just a description.
It's the sham. My degree in sham.
My degree in sham. That's
My
what.
here's my degree in quantifiable flim-flam.
Here's my theoretical degree in physics.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, it's the best line from New Vegas. So I have a month to learn as much law as I possibly can. Cool.
Poor Kazuma's gone. We could have had Kazuma as a main character.
Saba, it's a little much. It's good. Obviously, he wouldn't have been the main character.
We just don't. We're lacking a certain confidence that he had. That I was like, dang.
We can't
I
have a
like that one.
confident protagonist. That wouldn't make sense with a character growth arc.
Also true. You'd have to, unless it was an arrogant protagonist and you taught them humility.
Nah, I don't think that's as likable. Bakugo doesn't exist.
True. I will become a lawyer because he inspired me. Like I said, he died and his spirit of justice transferred to me.
Stop referencing
Oh,
titles.
Oh, she
of-
smiled! That's
Oh.
that's a new thing.
It's a Pog champion.
Yeah. We did it.
Are we gonna have a law learning minigame where we have to cram over 40 days?
That'd be sick.
Dude, guys, we're gonna take the
I feel
bar
like you wouldn't
exam.
actually think that's sick.
I think it's sick. I play Return of the Obra Dinn like multiple times.
I feel like if we had a law crime minigame, you'd be like, this fucking sucks and I hate it, let's go to the gameplay.
Nah, I disagree. I think it'd be great. I think it'd be awesome.
I don't think you would think that.
I don't think.
Correct. Neither do I. No one on the listen, if there's one thing I know for certain, it's that no one on Obo stream thinks.
True. That's why we're still doing this
True.
after a year.
That's why we're still doing this, despite every other game we play getting bigger numbers.
What do you mean?
Because if we had a brain, we'd be like, all right, what game's most popular? And clearly it's not Ace Attorney.
Okay, very good point. You know, since we're just talking about nonsense at this point in game, I was telling Grant that I'm a little conflicted because I saw that the early access beta for Diablo 2 Resurrected came out, which usually means that there's about like a couple weeks until the game is released, because that's usually what Blizzard does. And I am conflicted as to whether or not I want to play it on stream, or in general, for that matter, because
I thought you were excited about it.
I'm extremely excited about it. Diablo 2 is one of my like quintessential childhood games that I absolutely adore. However, Blizzard is horrible, and it doesn't feel right to support them in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, I don't think there's a general strike happening at them right now.
Right, but that also, I don't know. I feel like there really hasn't been any resolution to the situation yet either.
True, because they're a monolith and they will never bow to the wish of the common man. Much like
did you see
Stream.
did you see how like the 300 employees formed like a coalition or whatever to present a bunch of demands to the higher ups, and one of them was one of the basic ones was like put locks on the maternity restrooms so that way people couldn't just walk in and stare at women as they were breastfeeding. And management came back and was like, sure, but everybody at the company, or like all of you, will have to take a 75-cent per hour pay cut.
Wow.
Just for a lock?
Well, it was like about 100 locks because it was like multiple offices like across whatever, but still it's like, go fuck yourself. You clearly don't need that money.
Right.
Okay, now just take a big pay cut. CEO, I'm sure you can lose at least $1,000
No, you don't understand. I need $500 million a year because I have a cocaine addiction and
a child porn addiction.
Ancient Maya got the
allegedly, Adrian.
Alleged. Too bad Jeffrey Epstein was,
No,
killed.
she's giving him the sword.
I mean, it's suicided. Too bad all those guys we hired suicided Jeffrey Epstein.
Haruma.
Is she giving us?
Oh
the
my god,
sword? Yeah,
I think she's
so, yeah.
I think she's bequeathing it to us. It's very sad because I know I said it in case 1, but I did notice on the title art for the game that we had Kazuma's sword. So I was like, he's so dead. He's so dead.
Do you think that when we're in trouble, we're just gonna like, oh, what would Cosmo say, and then like look at his sword and draw it for power?
I think it'd be really cool if in our moment of desperation, we're like, what do we do? And we look down and like unsheath the sword slightly, and you see the reflection of Kazuma in there, and he gives us like a look of reassurance, and we're like, we can do this, and then we resheath it and we win.
And that's when I cry.
She has so many custom animations.
She should. She's one of the main characters of the game.
In theory, since she's my assistant, shouldn't she have the most custom animations? Because we're going to be seeing her all the time. Yes, that makes sense, right?
Then there you go.
What you're saying, yeah. What's your favor, Susato?
What are we going to do?
What?
Because she did it to us unfairly.
Oh.
Well, it was just reflexes, I guess. Sometimes.
No, it was
all 3
extremely
times
intentional.
she chose to do it. Yeah,
She said her move like an anime character.
It's true.
God.
Of course, you wouldn't ever have done anything to hurt him. Thank you.
If you had to give like an activity that you do repeatedly, like usually at least once or twice a day, like what would it be, and what move title would you give it?
I don't know. I have no
If you had to
clue.
give something you do a move name.
I want Saba to go first.
I need time to...
Split second interrupt! Oh.
No. Too late, I can't answer that.
Damn it.
No.
I'm not gonna throw you to the floor, Susato. You must take hold of me and throw me. Do it! Don't even think about it, just do it!
Very wise, then I'll do it.
He just punches her in the head. She's like, ah!
That's not a throw.
He's like,
It's a British throw.
It's a British throw. I threw you backwards, didn't
British, as in British throw punches.
Miss Susato-san, you don't understand. I'm about to throw it back. He just like
just starts twerking.
Herlock Sholmes twerking as recompense.
Does this make you feel better, Ryunosuke?
Does this make you feel better?
What about you, Stroganov? Do you feel good about this? How about you, Nikolina? You like my detectively ass cheeks? She's crying. Remorse.
Oh! He does punch her a little bit. Look, let's see if he does it. Yeah, see? The animation.
His hands are clipping behind her.
No, I know. I like how the animation goes far enough to, in theory, hit her in the face. I am somewhat of an accomplished boxer. I wonder, struck me honestly for your arresting throw.
This is what they're going to be doing while we're studying. Oh, they're just throwing each other across the room.
Could you imagine?
We have like five
imagine
books
if
stacked up and they fall into all of them and they collapse? Like, God damn it! I was in the middle of those.
I really look forward to, like, in a later case when we're back with Herlock Sholmes, and someone's like running away, and he goes, "Sholmes, take down!" And we're like, "Yeah, he learned."
And then it whiffs completely.
Oh, hey,
Bro.
She needed someone to practice on.
as you can you throw from the abdomen. That was the Susato squash.
How many Susato techniques are there?
108.
Dude, unlimited. 100.
We asked her the next day, like, so how many have you taught Sholmes? Like, oh, we only have 117 left to go through. It's like, there's more? You made more of them? She, like, keeps inventing techniques.
A scene from an evening recently spent with Kazuma flickered into my mind. This is where he was stabbing me in the eyeball.
Yeah, it's not mentioned, but we actually only have one eye now. The other one's a fake glass eye.
It's a little more than a regular, isn't it?
God, he's so smooth.
That's why
This
he
is what
had
we're
to
missing.
die.
No.
He was fucking he was a super gravitational vortex of coolness. He was gonna suck it out of everybody else in England.
He's
It's okay.
he is cartoonishly cool. It's unbelievable. Not even Mia was this cool. Mia's
I miss
cool,
him.
but not this
Mia-
cool.
Already.
There were certain moments Mia Game 3 where she was the coolest fucking character. Doesn't even approach Kazuma just in general.
I mean, she doesn't even have.
I mean,
a
did Mia have a
perpetual
fucking
wind that-
sword?
That's forever.
Did Mia's hair always flow gently in the wind?
I don't know what it was. Oh fuck. Yeah, no trial. Yeah.
Wow.
It kind of makes sense that there's no trial, but that is highly irregular.
Correct.
The trial was the quote-unquote like, or maybe we don't necessarily have.
I need to
I'm
keep this in mind for great minds when I write it, because I was literally just the other day being like, man, this doesn't make any fucking sense to then immediately go to trial after this because it's already been solved.
Now let me ask you this, because originally Ace Attorney was you playing as, or the premise was gonna be you playing as a detective and you solving the scene of the crime, but Shu Takumi thought that it would be more climactic if you were the lawyer. Do you think that this was better than going into court?
I think having a balanced mix of the two is really interesting. I don't think all investigation segments should be without trial, and I don't think all trials should be without investigation segments. If you want a really grand story, I think you put them together. But I definitely think, as we just saw, you can definitely have a satisfying case with only one part of it.
Fair enough.
Actually, as we saw with the two previous ones, because the first one had no investigation segment. It was just the trial.
Right.
All right. The Adventure of the Runaway Room.
Can't wait to see what new characters are going to appear.
Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night. Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself. However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident,
I believe that perhaps that case was indeed
the prelude, the beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together.
Oh.
So it's us.
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
Wow, we really look like Phoenix here.
Steam locomotives.
Man, are we just watching an anime now?
That little spike in the back really makes us look like Phoenix. Whoa. Look at this slice of life ass anime.
Yup.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
So, where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
What kind of moon runes are you talking, child? Speaking
Call to
English.
Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
Wow.
My pleasure. I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay.
They get kidnapped, get all their stuff
Centre of the
stolen.
world. Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
Weird angle. Those buildings look like we were looking down from bottom of a playset for some reason.
What the hell is this?
What? This is our court.
Are
Oh
we
my
in
god.
Big Ben?
What are you? No, it can't
Wait,
be.
that's not the court. That's not the court.
Well, what is this? It's in the
British
clock tower.
Supreme-
It's the British
Supreme
Supreme Court.
The Lord Chief Justice's office. Okay, it's not the court. It's the office.
Are
But
you?
still,
What a dramatic
That's what I said. Are we in
motherfucker.
Big Ben? Are we just like?
I will say that if this is actually how the British Supreme Court offices looked, I would like I would like England a lot more.
If this is a clock tower,
Hold
that
up.
12 strike would be
These
deafening.
gears, I hate them.
What? Because they're
These
not
gears-
accurate.
They're not spinning correctly.
Right.
All the other ones are. If you wanted this to look like this, just move this one up slightly. What an incredible place. It's pretty sick.
It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating.
This place is breathtaking, also known as suffocating. It's like a fortress.
Maybe all this coal I've inhaled is not great for the lungs.
Oh my god. There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course. But they've only been built in the few short decades since we've opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from.
Paper?
Yeah, Japan made a lot of its walls out of paper to save materials.
What? I'm assuming like
that what
a
the
different
sliding
type of
doors are?
paper, like not
Well, like interior walls mainly.
paper. Really?
Yeah, Japan's a lot of interior walls in Japan are made of paper to save materials.
I said, haven't you seen the sliding doors? I'm pretty sure those are made from probably like a
Sliding doors, a lot of the usually residential, I
You
think.
mean like in Kung Fu Panda? Where
Yes,
I mean-
where like the
Yeah.
dojo has like a bunch of like paper walls and they fall through them all the time?
Yes.
What the fuck
that's
is the,
like,
what the fuck is the oh, I guess there's privacy.
Yes.
Who really?
Okay,
Was that like their
I
best
did-
option?
Probably.
Well, can you think of anything fucking better to do when you're on an island and you have very limited resources to build anything with, and you still need to make horse armor and like swords and weaponry?
Like
Is it
mud,
bamboo paper?
I guess. I don't know. Like I don't know. Paper just seems so feeble.
It's a lot easier to mass produce, and it's also a lot more sanitary than mud.
That's true. That's not wrong. But I think there's more difference, more to the differences than just construction materials. There's a grand opulence to this room that's making me feel sick. What is this place again?
This is the
You
Lord
just-
Chief Justice's office in the Supreme Court of Great Britain.
Did you not see the establishing text earlier, Ryunosuke?
I was too busy looking at the gears.
We had instructions to report here at this time if circumstances were different. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan.
But Kazuma can't.
No.
I'm
So instead,
I'm going to spend my life training my daughter to master the channeling technique so I can speak
oh
to
my
Kazuma.
god, that's not what I'm talking about. We are here in a different capacity. As envoys to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death.
Yes.
And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done.
So we'd have to return to Japan. Aw, dude, imagine
But
the Chief Justice was fucking dead.
Oh my god, everyone's dead. If we want to remain here
Smash
in Great
Bros, but
Britain,
everyone's dead.
I have to take Kazuma's place as the lost student selected for the study tour.
yes, which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer.
Which is what I've been studying for.
Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers.
All of them?
Yes, that's what I said.
Are you... this guy must be busy.
That's why he's not here.
So that's the second reason why we're here, to have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way we'll be able to remain here in London.
I hope I'm up to scratch.
He quizzes you like, alright, attention competent, what is the court record button?
yeah, it's the same as the intro. Oh, that's so good. Adrian, I guess it's you.
I'm sorry for keeping you.
This guy's
I
gonna
don't
look
know
really
what this guy's gonna look
rough,
like.
isn't he?
Oh,
my God.
look at this villain-ass villain!
Dude, his eyes are the same shade as his hair!
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. Humph. It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies.
What is his hair?
Oh, no, don't mention it. Yeah, it's a good point, because I guess, like, if he turns forward again, I guess this is just a spike? Because I thought it would be like a bowl.
His hair is a triangle?
My hair is beyond your comprehension.
Clearly.
We're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do.
Fortunate.
Oh. Yeah, it's just a spike. What the hell?
So, introductions. I'm Male Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire.
Male strong heart. And I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot.
Come on, Mr. Naruto. Don't be a mouse.
Oh, it's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I am Ryu Naruto from the Empire of Japan.
Well, Mr. Naruto. Welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire.
I'm sorry, were those birds inside the clock?
Yes,
Did I
it's
just see that
huge in
bird?
here.
Oh my god.
How would they not be pooping all over your office?
How do you think I style my hair?
Oh, no!
What do you think it's that color?
Oh.
My hair is actually brown.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
This hurts.
Oh my god.
I believe in natural dyes, you see.
I can look around. Look at these menacing metal giants facing each other across the room.
I believe they're suits of armor.
Oh, right. I thought maybe they were like the lion dogs we have in Japan guarding shrine gates. Makes sense.
No, not at all. In fact, in Europe, suits of armor like these are always possessed by evil spirits, you know. And they roam around in the middle of the night.
This is fact checking.
My book has everything.
Really?
It
Is
never
there
lies.
nothing you don't know, Miss Susato?
This book tells me everything I need to know about everything. If you're ever unsure, just ask. Wow, I can't believe I literally
What if
just
that's
said the
true in
line.
the Ace Attorney universe, where it's just like, yes, you see, all of our suits of armor are possessed by evil spirits. However, I have control over these spirits, and they murder anyone who trespasses.
If I have striking memory that may or may not be true, in Game 1, Case 5, the added one that they had, wasn't there a suit of armor in the
yeah,
office?
the Lancelot statue.
Yeah.
Who kept trying to chime in.
that like woke up and he was like a witness in the case for us in our joke world. Hello, Lawrence. Welcome.
I have finally joined you all.
Did you see my character, who's new?
Yeah,
who's
he's a man with triangle hair.
my character, who is
apparently
me.
uses bird poop for his hair.
My voice for it is just me keeping the corners of my mouth shut.
You're doing like a Snape impression.
He was kind of Snape. Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, that's a good, yeah.
Just look at all the naughty books packed together on the
You
shelves.
dare call my books naughty?
I see so many things on here. This one says Bible Black. This one says Monster Musume. It's like they're all so naughty.
And they're all books that couldn't hope to come by in Japan. That you couldn't. It's like a dream.
Ah, yes, a very bad
No,
dream.
books are great. I will not allow you to.
Books are evil.
No, you're horrible. Yeah. They're not all about British law either. There are books about the judicial system of other Western nations. France, Germany, Spain, Holland.
What about Russia?
Why do you ask?
Why do you think I ask? I was wondering about asking the Lord Chief Justice how you say wardrobe in Russian. What do you think?
I think perhaps it's a thought best abandoned. Wow. You literally made a joke about Kazuma's death? How dare you?
Is this
was
some
that a
kind
joke?
of clock?
I have no clue. Actually, I think we may be inside some sort of giant clock. But those gears are larger than anything you'd find on a steam locomotive, ever.
Even.
Or even. Ever. Even.
It's eerie. Do you think clocks are some sort of hobby of his? The Lord Chief Justice, I mean.
Well, boys do enjoy fiddling around with machines, don't they?
What?
I'm not sure you could fiddle with cogs that size, and I certainly wouldn't call him a boy.
Actually, I'm merely 11 years old.
This is what we look like in Britain. It's all the smog.
We're all JoJo characters.
Still, it's amazing how little noise the cogs make, considering how large they are. It's an interesting thought. There's actually something quite soothing about their precise rhythm. I agree. Anything else?
His throne.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. There was a left and a right, and I was like, ooh.
Check the right.
It's Shomes. He's just like hanging from up here.
Oh my god, that'd be pretty good.
I'd like that. That'd be like a cool, funny,
God, this is definitely gonna be a scene of
non-jump
a murder.
scare. This must be the Lord Chief Justice's desk. I believe it's made of marble. Excuse me. How dare you?
Hey, it looks like more of an over-the-top tombstone that's toppled over to me.
Get that weird white mouse thing away from my lips.
I think that's your fanciful imagination at work again, Mr. Naruto.
It feels like everything that's normally made of wood and paper at home is made of bricks and stone here.
I know. That's why this place feels so overbearing, I'm sure.
Good point. It's amazing what kind of shit you'll do on a whim when you actually have resources in your nation. Ah!
I'm still here.
Are you done poking around my office?
I greeted you and then you ignored me for a good 15 minutes. So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London and my impeccable taste in furniture?
Oh, well, help. Been so nervous ever since I got here, I can't remember a single thing about the city.
How do you like my impeccable taste in places to live?
Oh, it's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruto?
Oh.
We had a wonderful view of some of London's streets from the carriage on the way here from the station.
I think I might have said this before, but does it not feel like her jaw closes too much? Like, does it? Does it? I almost feel like she doesn't have enough room for teeth.
I mean, that's anime.
Kind of fair.
Also, her head's tilted slightly at an angle.
Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say, I'm almost lost for words.
I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water and gas, even cable supplying electricity.
And we also boast racism.
We also boast colonialism, racism, and child labor. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded and then put in shackles if they're not white. Speaking of which, put these on.
Wait, no, look how pale she is! Leave her alone!
Very astounded.
Thanks for saving me there, Susan. Susato. Susan.
She's not disguised yet.
And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor.
That's the cocaine we put into the water supply.
Yes, I am immensely jolly and full of vigor, as you can see. There's much excitement about the upcoming great exhibitionism we will be hosting here in London.
Exhibitionism.
The one day of the year we don't wear overly designed clothing.
It's the one day a year where we're all just fucking naked in the street.
Precisely.
I want you, next time he talks, I want you to look very carefully at his lips as they animate, because they're a little too detailed for my comfort. Great exhibition.
Ism.
Oh, yeah.
Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city, as are our butt cheeks. It will be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history, and it will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop with buttholes.
Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be.
I've been preparing my butthole for decades for this.
Adrian!
Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. My butthole is impervious.
Adrian! Even if you do say so yourself.
The sun will never set on our great empire, but the moon will. Ha!
It crashes into India and explodes.
Oh, I was saying that he turns around and shows his butt to you.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant that the moon would set and it's just him like fucking Thanos pulling the moon down onto India.
No,
Oh,
he's not
no.
Majora's Mask. Perhaps it is fate at these progressive times. We welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun.
Progressive?
Progressive, as in we like to move forward.
Yeah, exactly. like tirelessly, even as we go over the bodies of the innocent.
We used to put you into liquid nitrogen and turn you into those Han Solo statues, but now we just put you in shackles.
It turns out to be way more time efficient.
And resource efficient.
Lord Chief Justice, I think you were expecting a student of law for this study tour, weren't you?
Yes, is that not you? What? Mr. Kazuma Asogi, if my memory serves. Which it does, much like everything else here.
That's right.
The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores.
That's amazing. The news reached him before he even arrived.
My country naturally extends the deepest condolences to yours.
Oh, thank you.
And you honor this appointment specifically to inform me of the news?
Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person.
They told me you Japanese are a people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that's true. They is the two statues of armor that I have, and it is with some regret I must inform you.
Protocol and courtesy are the two statues.
Yes. But the death of the young lawyer means the study to arrangement can no longer proceed.
If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart. Strongheart.
What do you have to say, madame?
It's about the study tour.
God, he has such aggressive facial hair.
Mr. Naruto here would like to make a proposal.
You could stab yourself on that sideburn tip.
Yeah, but if you look at the shape of his hair, it looks like he's being, like, ridden, like his scalp is being ridden by, like, an alien.
Yeah, that looks like a helmet.
Quiet, brain worm. Would he now? Well, Mr. Naruto.
This is it then? The moment of truth?
Fucking say it already. Bitches be like, bitch, spit it out.
I think one of the only things that Northern Lion has said in recent history that has made me like outright like guffaw laughing was he was playing like a Mario one of the Mario Maker levels, and he was like, dudes be all weird about making noise in the girl's ear while I'm all up in there going yahoo waha. Yippee! And I'm like, that's really really funny. I like the idea of a triple
was he
jump
saying
into
that himself,
sex.
or was he saying that himself, or was he doing the sound effects from the game?
So he was saying it himself, but he was doing it in time with the triple jump.
Oh, nice.
It was really good.
That's pretty good, yeah.
The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart,
Fucking spit it out.
I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead.
Don't misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead, but we can't because he's a corpse. Without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done.
Well, you see,
Necromancy
he
has been
wasn't
forbidden since last Tuesday.
Well, you see, Lord Strongheart, he wasn't beheaded, so it can go ahead.
Like, necromancy's forbidden before 7 p.m.
Before the... Well, in that case, what if there
necromancy
was
curfew.
someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean.
This young lady? Perhaps. Is there something I don't know? I know everything! Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country. And that was Mr. Asogi. At least that's what I've been led to understand. Things that I don't know upset me.
The thing is, this really isn't going well at all.
I have a love-hate relationship with knowledge and things I don't understand.
I just can't seem to find the right words to say this.
Mr. Naruto,
I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I gonna say? If there's someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, it's...
Mrs.
No one.
wait a minute. Should we act? She's technically, I don't know actually. How much has she said? Is she like a lawyer?
I mean,
She's
there's the obvious
assistant.
answer, but then there's the funny answers. We did inherit. This isn't ours. We inherited this. Oh,
That's not our name.
that's not our name for sure.
Thanks for reminding me that again.
Hey, did you know that Saba killed, Never mind.
Me? Don't make me throw you or do the Sato squash.
It's so weird. Why do they have the 3 answers? Wouldn't the obvious answer be me? Right?
Yes, yeah, but I mean, they do some silly shit like this sometimes.
Oh, isn't it? Remember, like the first answer you give in the first game, you could just instantly be like, game over. Make sure you don't screw up, Zach.
Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Say,
I'm like, why would they present this as an option? Period. Because if it's actually there's no one, then we just leave. Like we fail, we leave. I could say Susato. I could say Miss Susato. Like, but she's a woman, and this is Britain, so they're not gonna respect that.
I feel like you're overthinking this.
You want me to just say me? I could just say me.
That would probably progress us.
That's so weird. Why make an
Hopefully.
option? It's me.
So we
I
can
do
see
it.
funny dialogue if we want to. Is that so? Wrong!
I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such.
This is not kind of convincing argument, sir.
Qualifications, you say, and yet you still claim to be a lawyer? Perfect. We've been looking for a bumbling fool to defend our criminals.
I've acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happens. And I had Cosmo to help me, and I was the accused. But glossing over the details,
This seems like a horrible idea. Why
I've been
did we
spending
agree?
every spare moment on my journey here to Britain studying. I've learned all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Booyah!
The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training.
Well, then what did Kazuma have then?
Years on us?
True.
I realize it's far too short a period of time.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, that's you. I didn't know fucking camera.
But I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asogi's journey had only just begun. Coming here on this study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Just one chance. That's all I'm asking for. Please.
Well, we do have a high-profile murder case. 31 seconds.
Sorry?
Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruto. It was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer.
Oh, thanks.
So, you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment. I love entertainment. I'm the most entertaining person here. Watch me juggle air. With my mind. But let me ask you one thing first, sir.
Yes?
You say you intend to do everything Mr. Isogi planned to do. Or have you firmly set on that path?
Well, yes, that's my intention.
You like how my cane looks like a bird? I see.
I mean, it kind of looks more like a cogwheel key.
Looks like a woodpecker.
I guess if you look at it like that, but... Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction there for a second?
I love math. Very well. You have your wish? I'll give you a chance. I am a genie after all. A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you. I can just do this.
I can just do this, because I am the Lord. Really? Okay, the test.
By the power invested by my sideburns and suits of armor.
So,
And the
what
spike atop my
form will
head.
the test take exactly?
Tell me, Mr. Naruto, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be?
Well, defending people, of course.
Well said. So, let's have you defend someone.
Huh?
Yourself! Yeah! Splashes you with his butt.
Self-defense, huh?
Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an apt trial about to begin later today.
Oh my.
No advocate has been appointed for the defense as yet, so this will be welcome news.
Today?
Straight away?
If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler?
Even if he's guilty?
How do I get myself into these situations?
Well, could I ask what sort of trial is it, Lord Strongheart?
Civil. It's a case involving legal proceedings about land ownership. There is no murder. Case closed. Yes, good question. I
5 minutes
remember.
before the trial begins, like, oh no, someone has been murdered.
It's a murder trial.
damn.
Because of course it would be. You'll never get to resolve any civil trial ever. An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose.
That's easy to say.
But I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will of course be sentenced to capital punishment.
Capital punishment? He'll be put to death?
Why would you give us
Here
such a
in
case?
Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception, which we still employ. Presumably you read that much in your short C-based introduction to British law.
We couldn't possibly agree to such a test. We would be toying with a man's life.
I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I said so!
But you can't do that, can you?
Some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice you must be willing to make.
On my behalf.
There's no need to complicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose.
So the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court. If I lose, he'll be hanged.
And if you win, you'll be hanged. Mr. Naruto, you come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Osogi. I was going to have him do this trial. I knew about the crime. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen.
He's testing my resolve.
What's
Your
the
resolve
matter?
is tested,
You've
huh?
fallen silent. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly.
As of right now.
I need an answer from you now. What'll it be?
What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test?
Nah.
All right then. If I have to give you a decision now, my answer is I can't do it. I can't get the words out.
What?
That's stupid.
15
Yeah, why
seconds.
would you say yes and then be like, sorry, I can't?
Your decision making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow. So, it's as I suspected, is it?
Sorry?
You have noble intentions, but lack resolve to see them through.
Go fuck yourself. I said yes. This is obviously what we're supposed to be doing.
The test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Pick up your free souvenir keychain on the way out. It's 15 cogs tied together.
Nice.
Go and acquire a ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over.
Okay, that's stupid. You did press yes. They gave you a choice. You pressed yes, and
What do you mean false choices?
they're the worst.
It's a very easy decision. Oh.
Resolve has nothing to do with it.
What are you trying to say, madame?
Saba. Please. Your mic.
Can't move. I don't know what to do. I have to move around.
Then move your mic somewhere, I guess. I don't know. Is this the one where you just have it like plugged into your it's just like your headphone?
Yeah, this is the one I always use.
Well, we've been doing this for like a year and it's never been this bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it really that annoying? I can barely hear it.
I'm very glad that you can barely hear it, Adrian. Yes, it is that bad, otherwise I wouldn't mention it. It's that no matter how badly I'd like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable. And I feel exactly the same way. Okay. I'm sure the defendant won't see the trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand on the dock, in the dock, may be the only chance that they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice.
Wait! I have some bullshit to introduce. I'm going to coerce you into doing this even though you don't want to.
Oh, was there something else?
It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time.
But I just said that...
That's not what the player chose! I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him.
What?
At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. Which is me, by the way.
But the sentence. No. The judge will pass down the most devastating sentence he could possibly say. He cuts to the judge. She sells seashells down by the seashore. Bang. It's like, no!
How much wood could it? But that is the truth.
Oh, that's really good.
So I mean, fucking, do it, because I said
Yeah.
so.
Why does it have to be like this?
So there's narrative tension. Please don't expect it to answer to every question.
We didn't write all of these.
The cold, hard truth of the matter is that there's only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you.
Am I really his only hope?
I am Delta ruining you right now. How does it feel? So, what do you say now, madame?
Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart?
You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve, now that you know that we didn't have any other lawyers lined up.
Oh,
Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend.
I feel like if we were studying for 40-odd days, like a little bit less than that, I feel like we would have known that in British law, which I don't know if this is real, but like in British law, not having a defense by the court date means that you're automatically guilty.
It might be an assumption that he's just gonna fuck himself over too badly or something.
I guess. I mean, I guess you could defend yourself, right?
That's the thing. I think it seems like the implication is either that there's some automatic question, or that if you don't have a defense, you're just gonna fuck up so badly.
I like
must
this
leave
being the character's little thing. I like this.
I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. I'm obsessed with time, you see. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves, but not too much or that man will die.
So if this is a man who very clearly keeps himself to times tables quite like virulently, why was he over almost 2 hours late for our meeting?
Was he?
That's what he said. He said, "I'm sorry for being an hour and 45 minutes and something seconds late."
He only likes keeping track of time, not.
I was gonna say
actually...
maybe he's not actually pretty. He just likes keeping track of time. Like he doesn't feel bad if he misses something. He's just like, interesting. I'm 17 hours late, and it's been 14 weeks since I responded to the missive. Interesting. I love time. He doesn't care about the consequence. He just likes time.
Yeah.
The Old Bailey.
if we're going to do this, Mr. Naruto, we must leave at once.
First, let's converse.
Oh!
Oh!
Miss Susato, can I just ask you something?
What did I just say?
Careful, from this position I can perform a Susato takedown in an instant.
I know.
Mr. Naruto, you heard Lord Strongheart. The trial starts immediately. If I need to throw you, I will.
She just throws you through the window and you sail over to the Bailey through the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have to ask me anything, it had better wait until we're at the Old Bailey.
Okay, cool.
If I throw you there, we'll say 14 minutes. Do you think you could survive the fall?
She just
Old
seismic
Bailey.
tosses him all the way there.
Yeah. Like, no, wait, I can't survive. Oh!
What's all this then?
Well, what's all this then?
Oh, thank goodness, we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins.
I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose.
How cartoonish do you think the defendant's gonna be?
I want it to be Herlock.
Very. Oh no.
God. Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it for you.
Currency.
It's one of my favorite lines from the Herlock Sholmes stories, and it worked quite perfectly.
I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die, and we had to pay gold for the privilege.
Sounds like the American healthcare
Well?
system.
At least we arrived here before the trial started.
Oh, sad. Yes, I suppose there's that.
Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here, but there's no sign of him at all. Where is he? Is he masquerading as one of the guards?
That'd be really funny if it was this guy.
It is me, one of the guards.
So this is the
It's
Old
me,
Bailey.
Bonficio.
Are you alright?
And this is my
Mr.
brother,
Barker?
Mustachio.
I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me a sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air. Almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever's about to be sentenced. Feels like only yesterday I was the one about to be crushed.
Little does he know about the gravity button. It existed even back in.
It wasn't perfected though, so it wasn't about reversing gravity, it just crushed everything in the room.
Yeah.
Yes, whoever the man you're to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment.
The court is built like a giant accordion. Oh,
my
god, it's
God.
Irish.
Oh.
Lawrence, what's your best Irish?
Oh no! I'm so bad.
Do a Jacksepticeye. Literally, have you watched a Jacksepticeye video? Just do that.
Oh, not anything. Top of the morning to you, madam, sir.
That's good enough.
What
Oh!
the fuck?
What are you doing? Found me here. Things are fair desperate, aren't they?
Sorry?
When you look at these expressionless faces from the east, are yous?
This top had a drum.
Yes. I go boop boop with it.
We're here from Japan, yes.
Ah, Japan is it? Right. Say no more. So, how much do yous need?
No, we're just here because...
No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all while in a strange, faraway land.
Oh, he's a loan shark. Well,
Perhaps.
actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no.
Apparently, we have guinea to spare, so we shouldn't have trouble with that.
Tis grand, tis grand. Let me start by giving yous 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now.
1,000 guineas?
Please, Mr. Sato, you don't have to shout.
But 1,000 guineas is enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo.
What?
It's nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I've seen wealth buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over.
Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. He hit me in the eye.
God, that's good aim.
Don't get me wrong, fella. I'll give it to you, no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me.
I need you to defend me in court.
To be honest, 'tis a little embarrassing. The trial that's about to begin, you see.
Oh my god.
It's from a good self here. I'll be on the dock.
Yeah, this is probably...
So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now.
Oh, well, the thing is...
Don't worry about the thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me, nothing more. Otherwise, you see, the trial's going to start without me having any kind of representation at all.
So it was true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't just making that all up.
So is this going to be the opposite of Phoenix not getting paid for any of his jobs?
For the first time, we actually get paid.
I will say, there's absolutely no way this is real money. This is counterfeit for sure.
Oh,
I
you're
don't know
probably
what you're
right.
talking about.
I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial?
Buster in blazes. Do yous not know who I am? Me, one of London's biggest names.
No, sorry. We've only just arrived in the city, you see.
Which historical figure is this going to be?
I see. I suppose it isn't altogether impossible.
It's Winston Churchill when he was 10. You look like this.
Wild.
Yeah.
That's a wild leap to make. Also, I don't think he was Irish.
It's
If he
also
was 10,
true.
he could be, I guess. Well, just next to Hyde Park, there's the center of London, is another beautiful park.
Named
Sorry?
Jekyll.
Park? What?
It's called McGilded Park. Full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot.
Make a gilded, Jesus Christ.
I donated it to the city, so I did.
An entire park in central London?
A city of smiles. That's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city and its queer old people.
Jesus
We're all like wondering
Christ.
that by the end of this, we know there's going to be something under his hat, right? I don't know, like a stack of gold bars or something.
It's
Ooh.
gonna be.
I would crush his head. That's incredibly heavy.
That's incredibly heavy, but it's also a cartoon. But
How do you think I have no neck?
so I think
Why,
Adrian.
why do you think my spine's so compressed?
So I think Adrian's right in that the coins are fake, but in the sense that he probably just makes them out of like a cheaper material and then gilds them. And that's a really funny.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary.
But now they've the gall to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGilded. What is the matter with the London police, I ask you?
All right, don't pass out.
Mr. Naruto. Perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath.
Good idea. Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. So if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands, we'll do our best.
What was I saying? What did I have to say in you daft Egypt? I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I?
Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you. Oh!
Oh, I think I see what's going on here.
Sorry?
I know what you're thinking. This chancellor of a fella claims to have more money than the queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all of England? Because he did it! That's the only explanation! Well...
well...
These feel like weird.
I know!
it's like-
He's asking
clearly-
if why couldn't he hire a lawyer if
yeah,
he's
'cause
rich?
he clearly has
But
money.
because
or
it's
at least he
fake
says he
money.
has money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So are you thinking that, or is that not what you're thinking?
it's not what I'm thinking. Not at all, although it is a little strange, to be honest. Why don't you have a lawyer, I mean? Or why you don't have a lawyer, I mean?
That would be the fault of the Reaper. No.
Sorry? Sorry? Did he just say Reaper?
Aye, the Grim Reaper of the Bailey, Lord Barak von Zeeks. He's the prosecutor.
What's his name?
Here's our
Von
Edgeworth.
Bark?
He's the Grim Reaper?
When Van Zeek stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And to this day,
He's never lost.
in every single trial in which he has been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned.
What?
An ancient tradition going back centuries.
So it's reached a desperate situation where there's no one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all. You could say he's a living legend in the Old Bailey.
Goodness, Lord Bark von Zykes. Barak. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then.
Nah, he cheats. Taunted isn't the word you're looking for, madam. It's cursed.
Cursed? What on earth do you mean? The defendant is summoned, and his counsel. Oh! Please make your way to the courtroom. The trial is about to begin. His counsel? That would be me.
I kind of wish we would only do that for Japanese lawyers, but and then because I really or Japanese bailiffs, because I really like the idea of the British just being, oi, what's this then? But also,
I can do that, sure.
Yeah. Oh, this time. Well then, fella, don't let me down.
But I don't know anything about the case. You
Oh,
haven't
you'll
told me what
figure it out.
happened.
Just know that I'm innocent. Until you showed your face here, I made up my mind, so I had.
Sorry?
I've decided I've had to defend myself in there.
How would that have worked?
But then you made an appearance. A student of the law would you know. 'Tis no accident. I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. So don't get cold feet now, please.
almost like the game set it up like this.
I literally know nothing about this case or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him.
Mr. Naruto.
This man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in the courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes. Something that Kazuma would never have allowed to have happen. Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? If you're late for the trial, you lose your right to stand. I'll be right there. I'll be right there. Right there. Happening then. My first trial in British court. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma, because I have no idea how I'm gonna manage this.
To be continued?
Well, not
Or
to
just
be
loading.
continued. Dude, we've only been doing this for an hour and a half. Are you shitting me?
Oh yeah. Oh man.
There's fire. Look at that fire. Look at that fire.
So you can see. So I like fire.gif, but you can also see that this needle is animated, so it's gonna like tip back and forth depending on who is winning the trial.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, who thinks any black and white? Can you take a wild guess?
Oh
Who are
my
these people?
god! There's
Oh my
5
God.
witnesses. Or is that the
Are those
jury?
witnesses or is that
Or
the?
the
I was gonna say
jury.
that's the jury.
That might be the jury. There might not be a judge. Although it looks like there's a judge.
There's
chair.
gotta be. Yeah, there's a judge.
Yeah. So this
The
is
judge
the
always
highest
character.
court in Great Britain, Old Bailey. Centuries of history in this place is the centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different from the Supreme Court in Japan. It's so much more decadent and excessive. It feels both imposing and serene at the same time.
Wait, that's Susato.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, it feels
Both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant.
It feels weird because I didn't see her chin move.
Yeah, I was seeing her move and like,
It was
wait.
moving very subtly.
Whatever
Okay.
the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair.
So we need the most distracting courtroom possible.
May I say something, Mr. Naruto?
Oh, look, it's fucking John Wilkes Booth. He's about to kill us.
Oh shit.
No, that's Professor Layton.
Oh, yes. What?
oh
This again.
Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again.
I know, but I just can't help it. I like the little addition of
Why
the
do you look
armband.
so cool outside of the courtroom, but as soon as you step
Oh,
in,
here
you
comes.
look
Here's the
like-
judge. Oh,
Ooh.
Oh, look
my
at this judge!
Yo.
Dave, you
Dude,
can't
I
just
look
throw
like
so many
Santa.
characters at us all at once.
Ho ho ho.
Guys, what is Santa doing here?
I'm about to say, I have no idea who the hell's gonna voice this.
Aw.
Saba, do you want to take it? Wait, no, Saba,
I
you
don't
said you
think I
wanted
can
to
be
be
Santa.
the other guy, right?
Did
Ho
I?
ho ho.
I
In the
said I
name
wanted-
of Her Majesty the Court, Queen. I hereby declare this court to be in session.
Okay, we got Lawrence.
Sure. Go just be Santa.
We are here to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Is he naughty or nice? I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
All right, well, no evidence yet.
Oh god, who's Van Zeeks?
No.
He's evil as shit, so it's got to be someone.
What do you mean? He's has like good character vibes.
Yeah, definitely. He definitely doesn't look immediately like a vampire. I don't know.
I'll try, I guess. The prosecution is fully prepared.
Can you do it a little bit less like a monster and a little bit more, like, arrogant, I guess? Just try that.
I was trying to do, what is a man?
What is a man? Well, because that's what I mean. Like, I feel like this guy is a little bit more posh than monster. But I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Like a little, if you could turn up the cool, like the cold air tone to it, then
I'll try my best.
Turn up the AC on his voice real quick.
I'll turn on the fan in my room really loudly so you guys can all hear it.
That must be the Reaper of Bailey, of the Bailey. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld.
Also for the defense, you appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English?
Huh? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. I do now. Which apparently I learned English within the 50 plus... Well, no, 50 plus 14. Because it was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks until after the trial with Brett, and then 50 days to get here by boat.
Do you think Brett was just speaking in such an unbelievably indecipherable accent that we couldn't understand, but it was still English?
That'd be really funny. That's true.
Probably not what happened.
If he asked if the defense was ready, and I couldn't be further from ready if I tried. God.
Those eyes please me. What?
Nipponese.
Nipponese.
Well, because
Japan.
I'm about to say that's interesting because he knows that it's not Japan, which at this time would have been very uncommon knowledge in London.
They shroud your fear, your doubt, your trepidation.
Adrian,
yes.
This is perfect.
Okay.
This is very good.
Wait, does he have a rapier?
Where?
It's behind
oh
the
my
speech
God.
bubble.
Oh!
Does everyone just have a sword?
That's what's gonna happen when we go head to head. It's gonna be like metaphoric sword fight.
Yeah.
Or maybe I
by
should say weapons instead, because I was like, what does Susato have? I'm like, maybe she just has her hands.
I see you have the traditional lawyerly sword. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb.
A cold shiver just ran down my spine all the way to the tips of my toes. That's not where your spine goes.
Toes, you say?
Oh ho! Now, Mr. McGolded. Yes, my lord.
I'm about to say that's still you.
Yeah. It's,
actually, hold up.
Murder.
You know who we have as a very unique resource in this circumstance, who may or may not have a better Irish accent.
You mean someone who may have been to Ireland within the past 2 weeks?
Oh God. I can neither confirm nor deny that is
Too
something
bad, because you're taking it.
Wait, then what's Lawrence doing?
The judge.
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot. But there's two.
You stand accused of murder, a capital offense. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty, if found naughty. Are you quite sure you still wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner?
As I've always said, my lord, 'tis a grand thing to give opportunities to the young.
See, that's great.
Not good.
I like that. That's great.
Yeah.
There you go.
Even if the fella is a student from some little island off in the Far East.
Christ.
If it is not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give these less fortunate a fair chance.
Do you
This is
notice that
not
his eyebrow
Irish
twitches
at
sometimes
all.
when he's pulling shit out of his ass?
I'd like to think that acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud.
Mr. McGill, what a fine guy! Did you hear that he donated £5,000 to government the other day? Mother, please, baby, go and play in the Gilded Park.
It seems
Even the
as though
children have that
everyone in the
voice.
public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGilded.
That's definitely welcome news, and he certainly has a way with words. Like, I adore that over the course of this, we're gonna reveal that he's like a complete sham, and everybody in the thing's gonna hate him and then us by extension.
Oh no.
I'm
I was
surprised.
gonna say, there's no way to keep an advantage in court.
Yeah, I'm about to say this is an Ace Attorney game. I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him. God, you listening to this music?
Oh,
It
it's
is
real
very
good.
good.
Yeah.
It's like I was wondering for a second, like, why do I feel like so like prideful? Like, why do I feel like we're gonna do this? Like we're gonna win? And then I thought about everything. I was like, oh, the music has slowly been pumping me up for like 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, dude. Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, and most laudable of sentiments. Ho ho. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you that you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed?
You're allowed to bring in a weapon?
These are my elves.
I mean, how fucking. I'd be surprised if someone in this
Oh my
corner
god,
wasn't
we have
armed.
6 people to voice, and there's
Oh
4
my
of
God.
us.
Oh my god.
This is
All right,
this is
Yes,
Yay.
my
a lot.
lord. No, that's a terrible voice. I should save that for somebody else. Give me a voice. Give me something to do. Give me a suggestion.
Do the Wilfred Brimley.
What the fuck does Wilford Brimley sound like?
He sounds like his mustache is getting in the way of everything he says.
All right, good. This is you.
Great. If the task is to send brothers to the gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready.
It's a woman, so I'll do it.
She looks emotionless.
At the manor, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree.
God, look at this conniving
This
asshole.
guy
Right.
is such a sniving piece of shit. Who wants him?
So the next character is female, so Sabi, you wanna take this?
You go first.
Any criminals here will soon be wishing they never set eyes on me.
Lawrence! That's your best voice you've done in like a year! That's so perfect for this guy!
God, look at that
I
lip.
hope I remember.
The voice is so grimy that it makes me want to take a shower. Oh, she's
my
the
God, look at this
stenographer.
lady.
Oh, she is
it
the
was Spectre.
stenographer!
She's.
Oh my God.
I want to be the great.
This guy's eyes aren't pointing in the same direction.
They are not, that's true.
Saba
we just
skip the character so that
All
she
right,
can
Saba,
voice the
this is
female,
you.
but
I wanna be
she's just
Granny.
typing.
You're
So
both
she
of them.
gets
You're
to
both juror 5 and 6, Saba.
I feel a chill.
I feel a
That's
chill.
pretty good.
Well, it doesn't really, like, it wouldn't really make sense if he had a southern accent, right? Because we're all
Well, look,
British.
he has a horseshoe. It makes sense.
We have
They
too
have
many
horses in
characters.
England!
We have too many characters to complain about accurate accents.
We need Grant. We need the
Okay,
supplementary.
Grant will be number 5 when he comes back. Okay.
All right, fine. This is double temp for him then.
I mean, I can also do Jury 5 just since I slip into a southern accent anyway sometimes if it's uncomfortable for Saba.
If I start to
Saba.
fail, then I'll let you.
You
have
let
it.
me know
Yeah.
because this is
Okay.
immediately you.
Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these mitts for my grandson.
You're evil. I know it's you.
My grandson has 14 hands, all in his closet. He claims to want to live a normal life.
Those people are.
a normal life.
Adrian, for someone who hates JoJo, you do make my heart sing.
It's because you forcefully osmosis so much of it into my life.
He just wants to live a normal life. That's it. Except he also
Yeah.
likes murdering women.
Correct. Anyways,
Those people are.
The jury. Yes, that's something we don't have in Japan yet.
And never will!
Oh my
right.
god, you're right!
I've only ever read about it.
To be fair, Ace Attorney technically takes place in America, Japan.
I like the stenographer.
Oh,
She
this
has a
is
great
neat. But
design.
here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors.
Wait, she's not the
hello
stenographer. She
there.
is a. She just didn't talk.
Do you like my knitting?
Oh, all right.
I'm doing it for my grandson.
I'm doing it for my
judge-
grandson. Did I mention I have a grandson?
The judge passes
I'm
sentence
Granny
according to the
McGilded.
law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view.
But how exactly do the jurors give their verdict?
That I don't know, but I'm sure it will become clear as the trial progresses.
Sure.
I think it involves red fish, some sort of weird beef dish, a metal fan, and a coat.
Oh my.
Wow.
Prosecutor Van Zeeks.
My lord.
Oh, say that again.
Oh god.
It's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you renounced your fame.
When I heard some Japanese upstart, I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my bat wings in this capacity.
Oh, what a weirdo. So, what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstance in which the court should be aware?
I require blood.
I've never tried Japanese blood.
Yeah, wait.
My god. I leave that to your imagination, my lord.
So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years.
He's rusty! Get him, Ryu!
Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback?
Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruto.
Hawk like looks over and fucking Von Zykes is just holding my heart, licking it, and I'm like, wait, give me that, give me that back. I can't
You
lose
look
it.
and there's a gaping hole in your chest, like, ugh.
As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Oh ho! Now then, opening statements, I think. A summary of the case, if you please.
Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity.
We must be the only ones in here who aren't aware.
The incident took place in the late evening, 3 days past. The hour was some minutes after 10.
You know what? This is like a this voice, which I still really adore, is like a slightly dreamier version of Von Karma.
The victim was a maker of building bricks known in the community as Thrice Fried Mason.
Sorry, Thrice.
He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible.
Wait, to say fried or fired? Oops.
It might be fired or fried. I like fried.
I might have
though.
misread it.
Fried is funny.
The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service on the streets of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to have been the ultimate cause of death. Here is the autopsy report from the investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard.
Thank you, counsel. I shall accept that and the photograph as evidence.
Alright, time to read the shit of this.
Internal hemorrhaging. Yeah, about to say. As a result of a stab wound to the abdomen. Okay.
A single stab wound to the abdomen.
Oh.
Okay, let's keep that in mind.
Let's see if we find any
But his
details
face is
immediately.
But his face is partially obscured from view by an old crooked hat. I can't. Oh, there you go.
Let's see any details we won't get to until 4 hours later in the case.
Yeah. All right. Thrice fired.
Okay.
Yeah, Mason.
I misread that.
Oh, his name is Mason.
Of course it is. Why
Oh,
wouldn't it be?
That's so good. Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife whilst journeying on an omnibus, a carriage. Died due to internal hemorrhaging resulting from the trauma.
Is there some sort of drawing on the back of the fucking autopsy report?
Flip it over. Time of death was 10 to 11 p.m. Let's keep that in mind.
So he died within an hour of being stabbed, I guess?
No, I think it's I think it's by the time that they found him, they could estimate the time of death to be between those time periods, right?
Right, but it said that the incident took place about 10:04, which means he died within about an hour of being stabbed. Supposedly.
Okay. All right.
Which makes sense, I guess. I think you could die that quickly.
Especially from a stomach wound, but
there he is. Any funny details you notice, Zach?
One button is missing.
One button is missing. That's obviously going to be important.
Other than that,
He's got a very nice.
What the hell's
moustache.
outside this window?
He does.
The reflection of his hat, I guess.
I guess it could be the reflection of his hat. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. It's red and green.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's got the brim.
Because there's definitely the button, which Lawrence already mentioned.
Where
He
can you
has
point out
beautiful
why
eyes.
he died in this picture? Wait, what's that?
That's right. It's the ear.
No, it's just lines. I couldn't tell if that was something on his neck or something.
Okay.
Oh, nothing yet.
People.
Oh my god. He's 20. Oh, I thought it said 25 for a second. I was like, oh my god.
That makes sense.
It's 48. Depending on the case, he's an incredibly wealthy philanthropist with a wonderful reputation in London, which we're about to destroy over the course of this case.
Correct.
I'm to defend him. Barock
32.
von Zeeks. Supposedly the souls of the prosecutor are eternally damned. The victim,
Thrice
a
fired.
skilled but poor brickmaker.
Huh.
I just want to check one more thing.
Sure.
No, that's about right. All right.
Yeah, it looks like him.
Well, because I wanted to see whether or not because I thought his glasses were up on the bridge of his nose, but that's not where he wears them normally, apparently.
1 second.
I
Where's them
bet
down here?
there's gonna be. I bet that if we find another picture, there's gonna be some big noticeable thing on the left side of his face that we can't see in the picture.
Ah, that's probably a good point. Or something
Or
on
like
his
in his
forehead
eyes.
since his hat can't
Yeah.
catch him.
Exactly. We find out that he's actually been bald the whole time.
Oh yeah, Grant's at a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Did he message you that?
I learned that today as well.
He sent me that like a week ago, and then I forgot.
Oh, well, that
Yeah,
happens.
but it's totally fine.
He's having fun, I'm sure.
I sent him a wee bit of a message being like, Grant, please help. We have literally 10 characters to voice. That's on average more than 2 voices per person. Okay.
The prosecution wishes to submit these as well.
These are... That's not
I
Santa
was gonna say
Claus.
Lawrence?
Yeah, I'm
Well,
back. Don't worry.
yeah, there you go.
Good lord, is that blood council?
Yes, my lord. From my own personal glove box, seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested. Oh, I got a burp.
Oh, what? Mr.
Sorry, I
McGilda's
burped.
gloves had blood on them?
Caught red-handed, as they say.
Yes, I will accept these as evidence as well.
I like that he has a tiny wig. As in, it's not even like covering his head, it's just to look more official, the judge.
I have a mustache on top of me and a real
He
mustache.
does have a mustache wig. Alright, where's the obvious clue for these? Can you rotate them at all?
Oh, yeah, I can. I just wanted to check this out.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was playing this thing. I'm from London.
Probably catch up.
Now. By the way, is Mr. McGilded right-handed?
Good question.
Yes, I believe so. He was toying with the coin in his right hand earlier. Good point. If only he had been left-handed, then that could have been a clue. Oh, that'd be really funny if they just wrote that to like make note.
Yeah.
Is there a coin in one of the gloves or something?
To further incriminate him.
I don't see anything to.
You know what would be fucked up? If we look at McGilden and he actually wears the gloves backwards.
No, but
How would he do that?
that'd be really funny though. Actually. Yeah. There's just nothing. There's just nothing here.
Yeah, indeed. Just.
I was wondering if there would be a thing where I could click on like the left one and shake it and a coin would come out or something.
They did say the case is straightforward, so let's see where it becomes not straightforward.
I backed it to a quarter before I even started.
Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time.
Only 2?
A couple of Asian transfers. Obviously, one of those passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other
Oh my god.
was the accused,
Ooh.
Magnus McGilden.
This is an
So
excellent
creepy.
prosecutor, my guy. This is excellent.
Well, rather damning circumstances to say the least. Defendant, what say you?
Guilty.
Well, of course, I had no recollection of such a thing.
Mr. McGilden.
To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening. But whenever I'm in a carriage, I've taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it.
I can relate.
You claim to have been asleep.
'Tis the notion of the carriage, my lord.
Lilton.
Lilting.
Lilton. It's rocking back and forth.
So it is, and when I opened my eyes again, 'twas a desperate sight before me. The body of a man I've never laid eyes on before in me life.
My parents used to do that to put me to sleep. They'd go in rides
Now
for
I
me.
ask you, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? This is not an Irish accent. I don't even know what this is in here. I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand.
I think it's a pretty good Irish, as someone who's not Irish.
So the blood got on the gloves then, after the man had been killed.
Unfortunately, that statement of the driver's is only the beginning.
What? That's not all of it?
There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
I like her typing super fast.
Order! Order! Order!
Order!
Order!
It started to sound like murder.
Order!
When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage, and they were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused.
Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear.
In addition to the jury, we also have 14 eyewitnesses.
All with unique and very distinct accents.
I think we will hear the testimony from these witnesses first of all.
This is quite interesting because I knew about the jury system. Like that was something I had heard about before. So when I was writing for a couple of the cases in Great Minds, the first time there was a jury, it was only 2. And then the second time, which would have been the final case of like the first game, there was 5. Because I figured it would be much better to like ease them into the jury. This game says, fuck it, here's 6.
Yeah.
Correct. I read this. Yeah.
Oh.
Bailiff, bring the witnesses in at once.
Righto.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
that guy
oh
is
my
so
god.
Oh my god! There's so many
So
ways.
many people.
There's
This is
three
starting to get impossible.
witnesses. Your names and
Everyone's starting to
occupation.
sound the same.
6.
Oh my god.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are literally 14 characters right now present within this room that all have voices.
If we're lucky, we're not gonna hear anything specific from any of the jurors again.
I doubt
we're
it.
lucky.
I think they're gonna pipe up with questions and stuff because that's how jury works. Oh, it's
I love this
Beppo!
guy. Beppo.
There's Beppo.
I love this guy.
My name is, well, everyone calls me Beppo. I drive the omnibus in East End.
Where's Fairplay? Oh my god.
Someone's got to do this. He's very stern.
Lawrence, you want to take this guy or the next guy?
Oh man, Stern.
Bruce Fairplay.
This guy, the
I'm a banker in the city. Something like that, you know.
Bruce Fairplay. I'm a banker in the city.
What?
Lawrence!
Stern, this is.
Fuck that. We're giving that voice to the next guy. Adrian, you take this guy.
Alright, fine. Bruce Fairplay, I'm a banker in the city.
Perfect.
My name's First.
No, I'm not gonna do that. My name's First. Lady First. I make hands for gents.
What?
I'm starting to hate
That's a
this
shitty hat that he even
slipping off.
has.
I think that's because it might just be a woman. No,
Let's
wait,
begin.
lady first. Like he's cordial. Ladies first.
Right.
Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening,
I'm Beppo. I love Beppo.
all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witnessed the aforementioned incident. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, that's right. So,
Oh, very well then. Let's proceed to your
Lawrence
formal
forgot the
testimonies,
voice.
please.
oh man,
It hurts, yeah.
so many judges.
It happens.
Let us proceed to the formal testimony, please.
I'm updating Grant, letting him know that there are now fucking 14 characters, which means on average there is more than 3 voices per person.
Oh
This is
man.
ridiculous.
Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw.
Well, I'm really glad
fucking
we actually are going through this as opposed to just declaring it.
These fucking Cerberus witnesses.
Yeah.
Servers.
It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers, I had few customers. I remember it well.
The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right in his guts.
My, that's right. He stabbed him. I screamed. I did. Couldn't help it.
God, this animation of him constantly fixing his hat is giving me fucking anxiety.
No, it is really annoying to me.
That
Like,
is
I can
such
just
a Nightmare
imagine
Before Christmas
something
hat.
something that slips off my head no matter how hard
Look
I
at the
try.
clip! Did you see that thing clip through the fucking bench?
He has a whip. He's one Karma's ancestor for sure.
As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too. Grant's response was "Holy shit!"
Yeah. Holy shit, indeed.
Unambiguous testimony, I must say.
Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes.
I'd like to ask a question, if I may.
Yes, counsel.
Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever.
Why not?
Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it?
As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes.
Well, in that case, how could those two have witnesses possibly have seen what happened. There's no way they could have seen the inside of the moving carriage. He's like, yeah, because everybody else is familiar with how omnibuses work.
Yeah.
How quaint. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own. But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses?
Huh?
Tell me, my Nipponese friend, have you ever traveled in an omnibus?
Well, no. Well, we only arrived in London this morning.
No matter. I've arranged for us all to see for ourselves the actual scene of the crime.
Are you gonna wheel in the fucking carriage?
Yes.
What do you mean? The actual scene? How?
A carriage is designed to be moved, after all. Presumably you understand that much.
Yes.
The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today, in this very building. He snaps his fingers and it falls on Ryu.
Killing me instantly. Here? What? The entire carriage?
Bailiff,
Right.
bring forth the stricken omnibus.
Right away, sir. Oh my freaking god!
Good lord.
Good lord, what is that?
Oh, they're right
did
on top.
Hang on, did the witness stand get split in two there?
Yeah, they like pushed them off to the side, I guess.
That's really strange. Well, because we did see the witness stand like expand and shrink previously, so I don't know. That's weird. This is the omnibus. Oh my god. I can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing.
As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. 4 passengers seated inside the enclosed cabin and another 4 on the rooftop deck above.
So how did they see it then?
Rooftop deck above, I guess. Every Londoner knows that the best views of the city's architecture and sights are to be had from the top of an omnibus, especially if you're asleep the entire time. And I should point out to our foreign guests. Wait, the carriage has its own witness stand.
Oh my god.
That there is a skylight in the roof allowing a view of the interior from the seats above.
Job Masters London head office.
Oh my god, are we gonna have this entire fucking carriage as one of the evidence pieces we can rotate and look at?
I think so.
Oh my.
Ah, skylight. Oh!
The penny drops at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats of the omnibus when the murder took place.
I really want it to be...
That is giving me anxiety.
I really want it to be the 2 of them, because in order for them to see through the window, they have to be sitting in the back seats. And I really want the ladies first to actually be, like I said, a woman in disguise, and they're having like an affair. So that's why he refuses to turn in her direction.
That is how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
Well, counsel, this is a first. In all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced the crime scene itself being brought into the courtroom. Also, my wig was falling off.
There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord.
Such as the body itself.
I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish.
This guy's super thorough.
Very well. I see no reason why not. This omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence.
Freaking sick, dude.
Ooh. Keep it in your back pocket.
I can't believe it. The entire crime scene is entered into evidence.
Here we go.
Wow! They really
Jesus
did model the
Christ.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phoenix Wright Omnibus.
What?
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 I can't find anything out of place.
That's. Oh my god.
That's really on the nose. I would have expected a little more subtlety there.
Yeah.
Like PW or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Can you look at
Phoenix
the
Wrong,
door, I
okay.
guess?
I'm gonna open it up in a minute. Try and see the this thing.
But only from the back seats, yep.
So I'm sure we'll be able to see quite clearly. That's not good for us. Yeah.
Sure isn't.
Sure not. What about these lanterns? Anything about these? I just wanted to cover the outside first.
I think it looks like that if the witnesses were on top, they would have to be in the back seats and they would have to see the murder take place in the fronts of the carriage.
Well, because
rather than
like
the
let's
back
see where. Oh, and here's the blood scene, or there's the blood
Oh,
stain.
yeah. Oh, okay.
So they
never
could
mind.
have seen it
they
there.
could see, but,
That is
but they
indeed.
can't exactly probably see who stabbed him if he's across from him, right?
Correct. But you know, in theory, he was the only guy in there. All right. Oh my God, we can go in.
Technology's incredible.
Hold up. Storage. Someone could have been hiding in here. But he would have been sitting on
Fit
it.
a person.
He would have been sitting on it though.
Oh, fair.
Might be keeping the omnibus running. Storage compartment of the coach keeping this. And then, well, that's still certainly interesting.
It is large enough to be significant.
I can close it to be polite.
Look at this London.jpg.
London.jpg. It's the grand exhibition, which can only possibly be the 4th or 5th case in the game. The Crystal Tower. For shooting laser beams and cutting off roommate's hair.
For villains to destroy. According to Sholmes.
Was really gonna do that? This is a notice. Oh, it's the same, but that says something different. This one does not have a storage compartment, by the way.
Right.
Hmm. And there's a lamp in here. Can I look up? I can. Yeah, this should be a handle. Wait, what did I say?
It can't be opened from the inside, at least.
Can it be open from the outside?
Maybe.
I didn't see a handle on the outside.
We're
So
able to
that's
get an angle from up there?
I can try again. But, so, okay, so we did learn some neat stuff. There is a storage compartment in here. Although we don't actually know where McGilded was sitting. I'm going to assume, because this is an Ace Attorney game, he was sitting here. But if he testifies and says that he was sitting here instead,
Then someone
That'd be
could
bad.
be in the storage.
it's rather hard when you sit on it. It's only wide enough for 2 gentlemen to sit side by side. Of course, an English gentlewoman would be dressed in such finery. It would be quite impossible for her to climb up the roof deck, so she would have to be seated here. Nicole would have to very impractical. Sure. None of it's kind of annoying that nothing gets checked off while we're in here.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
We have to manually leave to go back into court.
Like we like I'm about to say presently this is in the middle and we're like, all right, we would like to look at it.
Yeah.
Oh
Everyone's
yeah,
just
look at that,
waiting
there's a
for...
little handle.
Oh yeah. Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. So you could have gotten in from the outside.
but only the outside,
But
from
I
the
can't.
inside out.
Oh, but I can't actually like make
Open
note
it.
of the handle yet.
Well, we know it, so they're gonna bring it up later when
They're gonna bring it
we'll
up.
be stumped
It's
about
gonna
it.
be annoying. We have an hour left of this case. Oh my god.
This
I
is
feel like
I'm actually very tired right now.
You see what I mean?
We've barely done any actual courts. We haven't even cross-examined anyone yet.
I know, there's so much.
It feels like it's been forever.
This is still in the stage of
A lot by giving that omnibus a thorough examination. See what's there. Let us
Not
continue with the
good to
proceedings
me.
then. Your cross-examination. Alright, we're gonna cross-examine.
Pray don't expect this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of a British court's cross-examination rights.
Alright. My first trauma in a British courtroom.
First chromosome.
Clearly, he understands what
Big
a
slap.
cross-examination is.
Focus, Ryunosuke. Or sorry, focus,
So
Ryu.
Ryu, are you okay? You gotta just slap yourself there.
Alright, so we got the crossing.
done.
Oh!
Ooh.
The anime eye slash. God, Beppo needs help. Someone help Beppo.
Beppo is hurting. Beppo.
His nose is a cocoon of some sort.
It looks like a sausage, like a grilled sausage.
Yeah.
It does, the grill marks.
The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next. Oh, they were sat next
were
to each other inside the bus.
There you go.
Right, okay. That's
So that means that the storage compartment could have had somebody in it.
theoretically, although it seems like there's not a lot of space there.
There's definitely enough for a person.
Only if you remove all the other shit that's in there already.
Yeah, that's kind of true. And you saw them through the skylight in the roof of the carriage. Okay.
That's right, when you sit up on the top, Jack, the window's right there at your feet.
Okay, and there's no one that responded to that, so that's fine.
There's a lamp on the inside, so I had a pretty good view. The two of them were in hats, and I couldn't exactly make out the faces.
Wait, that's
Dude, that
McGilden?
guy's
Well, then you
body
don't
type
know
does
that
not
it's
look
him!
like that.
That's
That
not
does look-
McGilden.
That does look nothing like McGilded.
It
McGilden
kinda,
is
it kinda
tiny.
does.
McGilded has a big fucking scarf thing.
That's a
And
good point.
pink bow tie.
Well, this guy has a bow
he's-
tie.
Oh.
That's
Yeah, but he's not
clearly a
colorful.
bow tie, Zach.
He couldn't make out their faces. They don't even know if it's McGilden.
I mean, if there's no one else in the other seat, then maybe, but we'll see where this goes.
It is weird, because McGilded definitely doesn't... Yeah, I agree. He definitely doesn't have a torso this long, so...
Yeah.
It just doesn't look like him, but... Well, there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilded.
I doubt that.
Can you be so sure?
Well, how can I put it politely? Mr. McGilded is a gentleman of rather small stature. I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people in the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded. There is no room for doubt here unless you throw a bunch of horse stuff out of the CAD storage compartment and hide in there.
Or if one of the people on the roof is lying and...
Or that.
Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged his knife into his guts. Let's press that, sure.
This doesn't seem like something you actually saw.
You actually saw the exact moment that it happened?
Dindar would testify to that. Oh, he has a cane. Or a fair dinkum hard-working set of bankers not considered trustworthy these days. Fair dinkum.
No. I didn't mean that. Fair dinkum definitely should be a character. This is no good.
Fair dinkum.
I really gotta back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw.
Oh my god.
My lord.
My lord. Or something like that.
Juror number 3, what's the meaning of this? Why are you making Lawrence make more voices?
My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up.
Shut up.
Made up about what?
I don't like the stinking rich.
Oh, never mind.
have.
Keep going then.
They're always up to something or other that they shouldn't be. Every one of them.
What the?
And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me.
What is this?
He's putting it towards. He's
maybe
putting
the
his vote
left
towards
side
guilty.
Is like guilty, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no point in wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyway.
What fucking magic is that? Oh my god. He just.
That's pretty sick.
Do all the jurors have pyromancy?
Do you think that the fact that this guy very conspicuously is just waving a knife in our face might mean that he's the guy who stabs him?
That would be hilarious.
Do you think if we look back into the picture, it's the exact same knife?
Do we have any of the jurors as people? I don't
Oh, no, it has a bit of a guard there.
Yeah, it's
so
a
nah.
different type of knife.
Yeah.
It's had a red handle.
While
Wait,
the
no,
one he's
it's-
spinning is a switchblade.
Oh,
21, he's younger than me.
He's a milliner. Bruce Fairplay.
Bruiser Blur.
And Beppo! It's
He
me,
doesn't have a
Beppo!
last name!
This is Beppo. Everybody calls me Beppo!
My name's
name is
Beppo, just
62.
Beppo, no last name. My last
last
name
name
died in a tragic incident.
Fuck, who did him? Was this me?
This was
Yeah, you stole it. Wait, what?
I thought it was Adrian. I thought Adrian stole it.
I thought Zach took it.
I don't
thought
remember the
Adrian
voice.
said it, and then Zach said, "Good job, Adrian. You can take him." Or who was that?
Oh, right, yeah, because
yeah.
you
Yeah,
that was
said
Wilford
why don't
Brimley.
you do a blah blah blah, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, you said
Right,
Wilford
yeah,
Brimley,
yeah.
and then you did it.
That's exactly what I was about to say. As a former of the jurors, my duty is to set a good example to my fellow jurors. God, what a fucking anime system.
This is stupid as fuck. You guys didn't even hear all the evidence. You shouldn't be allowed to vote before all evidence has been, like, until the trial is adjourned.
They have to show off their British pyromancy at every opportunity.
Let me see. Ah, yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts.
That's
By
ridiculous.
somehow summoning fire.
With fire.
Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty.
So literally, unless we, oh wait, and then the tie probably gets broken by the judge, right? Because otherwise things would happen in ties all the time. That's why there's a judge to be the tiebreaker. So I wonder if we're over the course of this, we're gonna get one more guilty. So it's gonna be like 3-0, and then we're gonna have to sweep.
Yeah.
Saba.
Oh, it's still me. Oh my god. As the members of the jury make up their minds about the case.
She wanted the camera to loiter on this lady.
Yes. One by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago.
Oh, are their votes final already?
I think that means that their votes are final, which is ridiculous.
I was gonna say, it'd be less horrible if they could change their mind, but Christ.
I don't. Maybe they can. Maybe they slam their desk again and the fire comes back and like the scale goes up again. But then again, like that's ridiculous.
I didn't do well in. Does fire have mass that you could use to weigh down a scale?
No, literally no. Fire is literally plasma. Like it does have mass, but not in any way that would make it scale tip.
What if it's an extremely sensitive scale?
That's not how that works. So if the enormous scales fall completely into the black side, does that mean?
What do you think it means, Ryu?
Do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen.
Oh, now I'm even more worried than I was before.
Order.
Oh, it changed
Very
in
well.
here.
Oh yes, we have cool scales. The court acknowledges the change in the jury stance.
That's the official name for them, cool scales.
A cool scale. Also for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination.
The scales of the cool scales are quite an oxymoron, considering that they're literally made of fire.
Oh, indeed.
Well, the scales themselves are cool, but the fire is what makes them uncool. To balance it, because it's scales like justice and fairness.
Adrian, shut up! It's sad when I screamed. I couldn't help it. I'll press that. I don't want to listen. I don't want to look at this person anymore, but I'll press it.
I was gonna say that seems like a not important detail. The
I just want to press because I
could
feel
be.
like because we need something, right?
It
Stabbed
could
him,
be
you
important,
say.
but it doesn't look like it.
Well, because statement 1 and statement 5 are both Beppo.
Oh,
Wait, I didn't press Beppo's first statement, did I?
you did not.
Ah, frick, I meant to.
How dare you skip Beppo?
I skipped Beppo.
Oh, Pippo.
That is a Tumblr name.
He stabbed him, you say, and you were sitting up on the roof deck, weren't you?
Yes, that's right, sir. I was up in the roof seats. I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. Again, that's not a little gent.
Little
We are
gent.
shoulder and shoulder. I've been thinking about a new hat design, you see, so I was just gazing absent-mindedly around. But then I happened to look down through the skylight. Oh, it was sticking right out from his belly. That huge great knife. A grim sight indeed.
That didn't help me at all. They're all just talking.
Yeah.
They all look even more.
so fast.
Oh my god.
Oh, no,
flask?
Daddy.
Green had a
drinking.
flask there.
He's
oh my
drinking.
God.
That appears
Oh my
to
God.
have
That
made
leak?
everyone
Oh.
even more dubious that Mr. McGilded is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions.
Mr. First,
Oh, yes, sir.
is this the knife you saw?
Sure, looks like it. Oh, good grief, that's it. The very one, sir.
Why is it so balanced?
As all things should be.
Yes, Counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart. Not that I would know anything about that.
God, is the blade of considerable size, Counsel.
It is. And furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial. The letter M, which seems oddly familiar.
Oh, please no.
M for Magnus, perhaps, or McGilded, possibly. Take your pick. It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake.
Oh. Oh, but who's breathing into their mic?
No one has stopped breathing to the mic.
But there's M's everywhere. Like Mason.
Objection!
Oh.
Ooh.
Fancy objection.
Fancy objection.
This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned.
Ah, there you go. So now we have to prove that McGilded's actually a fucking hack and he doesn't own anything.
No, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused.
Oh.
Almost. Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, Counsel.
Thank you, Judge, for not saying it's conclusive. My God. That's extremely reasonable, actually.
I like largish.
Yeah.
Quality of fancy one of say must be quite valuable.
Oh no.
Ooh.
My lord, if you'll forgive my interruption,
Oh, juror number 2. Go on.
Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman's word should be
Sacrosanct.
Sacrosanct?
sacrosanct. That's
Yeah.
We're
that's
learning
a
all
word.
new words from this game.
However, fuck this guy.
Oh my God.
Wait, what are you about to dispose of the rubbish?
Ooh.
Is that 4 or 3?
That's 3.
That's
That's
3. They need 1
yeah.
more on guilty in order to put him away.
And do we need to
Right.
everyone on
We need
technically
literally
innocent?
everybody else, yeah. I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth
Oh
and grime.
my god, she's a mass murderer.
Ooh.
No, do it!
She has a voice now.
Oh, there goes Saba.
Baba.
Oh my gosh. I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in position to draw the only logical conclusion.
Oh no. Wait, their chairs change colors too.
Wow, people are really bad jurors.
Wait, so how does
She
this
lost.
work? Does it need to be? Oh, does he need to be unanimous?
I think so. I mean, it said all the way last time.
Oh, you know what? That makes a lot more sense than it being majority rules.
That's 4 out of the 6 jury members who've proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left.
We've had it. Every time I press the witness for more information, I just make the situation worse.
Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark.
I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing witnesses, knowing that more sparks may fly.
We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back.
Okay. Alright. I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again.
I will say, the jurors, the back of the jurors' chairs actually changed to the color of either guilty for black or presumably innocent for white. But right now, the ones that are undecided are red, which is a nice detail.
Oi, no, I wanted to go back! Alright, so what happened? And so help me. 3 whole people witnessed the man trying to defend. Oh, that's really funny. 3 whole people.
I mean, this is pretty dire.
Yeah, but I mean, there's already things that we've identified that could be things that need to be answered.
We don't have a lot, though. We're not working off a lot here.
We don't have a good foothold to start making progress on these ideas that we have, but at least they're there.
Yeah.
It's me, Beppo!
It's me, Beppo!
Wait. I can't... Yes.
You can't... Oh, okay.
That's what I wanted. Yeah. Right. I just don't really like blades.
You're holding one, sir.
Everyone in the game seems to have one.
Don't seem like words of a man with a large katana slung around his waist.
She's me. What is happening?
Zach is protagonist. Saba is Maya.
Ancient Maya.
Ancient Maya. It's not a blade. It's Kazuma's soul. No sense in delaying it. Let's take a look at the blade. Yeah, that's a lot of blood.
Yeah, that is murder weapon.
That is a tremendous amount of blood.
Could
also,
this just be a
that could be a
W?
W. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we know anyone with the name W?
Wonka.
Willy Wonka?
What is it?
It's
Look at this M. If you turn it upside down, it becomes a W.
It's a dubski. One of those
Yes,
turnabout
turnabout
cases.
I don't know at all. But what I'm sure of is that it's an M. Wait,
How do you know it's an
how
M?
are you so confident that it's an M?
Can we look at the list, Zach, to see if we know any W's? By this point, I can't keep track of the characters.
Can we look at the blood? Is there anything about the blood?
I'm definitely looking at the blood. I just wanted to, because I noticed if I can make a conjecture, I noticed that this part at the end here seems to have because I know that this is sort of how pommels work, but it almost looks like this could pop open with something in it.
Well, what could be in it?
Poison.
I don't know. Anything? Well, not poison, but I just mean like there could be anything that might be a clue, I guess, but
Maybe.
yeah. And Englishman's blood looks like Japanese blood.
Yeah, he thought they would have blue blood.
Anything else? Once again, it does seem pretty concise. This entire
Chisato
case.
saying that it's an M for sure seems like word of God being like, hey, if you thought this was a W, fuck you.
It's definitely an M. I know it kind of looks like a W, but it's definitely an M.
If it turns
To
out
which
it's a
I would
W,
say,
that would
fuck
be,
you. All right, let's press
that would be
M.
pretty infuriating.
Yes, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it? Yes, sir, that's right. Right, sir. Yes, ever so cold. It was freezing, in fact.
How is his breath foggy indoors? How is his breath foggy indoors in the middle of the day?
I am
He's so
dead.
cold.
And you had 4 passengers on board at the time, is that correct? Yes, right, sir. Not all traveling in the same part of the bus, of course, though, no.
Is he running like 115 fever or something? Why is his breath so foggy?
There were no other passengers when the incident took place. No one alighted, for example.
You're quite right of that, sir. No other passengers, none.
None that you could see!
So nobody fled the scene of the crime, then? I have to say, the boss insists on it running. He does every evening, the last bus of the day.
Who's the boss?
But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say. What do you mean by that? Well, with it being so cold and everything, I only make 20 pence on the run, you see. Yes, I spend that much at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again.
Hey, we didn't get any fucking jurors that time.
Well, I think it's been every 2. Wait, no, there's only 5 statements. So it was the first time we pressed, because then we pressed that guy twice, and we got 2 more jurors. So I'm afraid that if I press this, it's about to be the other 2.
Well, I was gonna say, at least on the very first one, it didn't.
Yeah.
Here we go.
What exactly did you see? Oh, well, sir, that's when the passenger, sir, yes, he collapsed on the floor, he was.
And by the passenger, you were referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker, the one who died, Mason, Mr.
And then the other passenger had the knife in his hand like this.
My whip is clipping through my pinky. By the other passenger, obviously, you're referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilded.
And then he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly.
My pinky is still clipping through my whip.
Wait, when did he see this?
Good question. This might be conjecture, but...
As soon as I heard the screen, I stopped my bust, and then I saw it too. But he's now saying that he saw him get stabbed, but he was only stabbed once.
There's also no...
First, then?
So, like, who, I'm about to say, so who would have screamed?
There's also no window in the back, so you have to stop and then go all the way in.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of what he's saying, where he's saying he did that, and then he witnessed him stab him again, which doesn't make any sense.
Right, that isn't out of order.
So I guess it's this.
Uh-oh.
My lord, I wish to speak.
My lord, I wish to speak. My lord.
Yeah.
Yes, juror number 5.
Please change your mind for no reason.
That you too.
As the master of the London Guild of Coachmen,
Oh, he's the boss.
the idea of murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I said to myself.
Hey.
But not taking too long.
God damn it.
But I've heard enough now. The horse is bolted, as they say.
No, please, just keep it open. Ow!
Gee up now, Silver Blaze. The finish is in sight.
Come on, guy. Why'd you change your mind on being decent?
Granny, it's all up to you now.
Beppo is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says. Dude, his mustache is also an upside-down horseshoe.
It's a horseshoe, yes. Yeah.
Just realized.
Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir.
Should he even be a juror? Isn't he already biased?
I feel like Shutakumi had way more fun with these British designs than they did with modern American designs.
Perhaps.
This is too unkind, sir.
Which now means that 5 jurors agree to condemn this man.
It's going down the line, and we're just like, oh!
The only reason she hasn't is because she hasn't been paying attention. Madame Juror number 6.
Yes, dear. What can I do for you?
You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand, I hope. I hope you've been listening.
Oh, yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know.
Oh, thank God. Then, pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your hearing?
Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting.
Yeah, I want her to have only not declared because she wants to finish first.
That's gonna be it.
There's a lovely little park just near where I live. McGilded Park, it's called. Oh, so
Oh.
he allowed the park to have. The gentleman donated it to the city, you know, to put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have
Young?
been in to take another man's life. Well, yes, in comparison to me, dearie.
He's 48. He's already doing what that's right. A man like him would stab someone.
I'll leave that to Adrian. That's so good.
How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know? What kind of a man? What is a mad Magnus McGilded really is? Oh, he's gonna do our job for us.
What kind of a man is he?
The philanthropist Magnus McGilded has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls.
I don't know what a Shylock is. What?
Stone the crows!
Mr. McGilded lends at extortionate rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He is a vulture that preys on the weak.
It's not counterfeit.
Also, Shylock is apparently based on a character that William Shakespeare made that does that.
Oh, from Othello or whatever. Or not Othello. Fucking Prince of Venice or something?
Merchant of Venice, yeah.
Merchant of Venice. There you go.
So there you
Oh,
go. It's based on
Shylock.
William Shakespeare reference.
Neat.
I've never heard any mention of that before.
Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service?
Oh no.
Dude, we gotta
You're not saying that.
The victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name save considerable financial liability. It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment day for his debts.
Good gracious.
The brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debts. And in the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him, his life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded.
I don't believe it.
No. If I might add something briefly.
Miss Susato.
You claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. But where is the evidence to support your claim?
Fallen right into my trap. Also, I have wine now?
Wait.
Is it wine?
Yes, a bottle
Are we
of
sure?
1782 Francois blood. Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice in a court of law. It's how I stay young, by drinking the blood of children.
Aha, there it is. Lord Van Zeek's hollow chalice. He must have 17 of those a day.
How can they? Oh! How can this be considered acceptable?
stolen straight from the White Knight guarding the Holy Grail's tomb, but I find myself in an unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself.
As a
Baba?
judicial assistant to the defense, I am simply doing my job.
What a pity that your display of courage is in vain.
I mean, people should technically see it still, anyway.
This is the debtor's ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused.
Monies. What is this, fucking Kingdom Hearts?
All your monies are belong to us. Can I have your monies? You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside.
Oh,
Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. Oh, here we go.
Here you go, time to read
A
it.
toast, even though you don't have a drink. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice and a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time.
Marvelous toast, Council. I'll gladly accept this new evidence.
Let's
Okay.
peek it.
Who owed 20 guineas.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yes, 20 guineas. The victim owned a considerable sum. And time to read it.
Nothing on the back.
Portfolio.
It's locked. Only I have the lock and key.
But you must trust my word for it.
You will not find Mr. Schultz's name inside. Alright, let's see.
Alright. I'm just gonna grab some water real quick.
Ah, yes, gibberish.
With this, do you see the name here? Bruce Fairplay.
Oh, a banker was in debt to him, huh?
A banker was in debt to him. Somebody who would definitely like to see his debt vanish. The witness, you idiot!
Why would Bruce stab someone and frame him rather than just stabbing him himself, though?
Maybe because if he's put in jail, all debts owed to him are wiped, whereas if he's murdered, the debts go to the city or something? That's obviously like wild conjecture, but I'm just wondering if there's like a distinction between getting murdered and, something else.
There's probably a good reason for it, but that does seem like the current lead, although it's definitely a stretch.
Who would have been due to repay his loan imminently.
Okay,
Interesting.
it's something.
Is there something on this
It's not-
side, or is it the same? Nope, it's the same thing.
It's
That's evidence. That's like the first actual piece of
it's a
evidence
lead.
we've
It's a lead
gotten.
for sure.
Yeah.
We've got a lead, lads. We're on the trail.
We did it!
We did it. We've got one lead. And the accused made quite certain he had ample recompense.
Well, it would seem
Uh,
I've had the wool pulled over my eyes.
She's pissed. Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the accused.
And it's such a pretty little park, too. What a scoundrel.
uh-oh.
Oh no.
Hold up.
Still? Oh.
Maybe it's all for the best.
Wait a minute. Let's think about this a little bit before.
I don't stand for nonsense.
Uh-oh. Oh, it exploded.
Did we fail?
What if the judge catch on fire?
He's dead! He has been slayed.
There's no way, because
Let's see where this goes.
yeah. This seems like one of those story moments where it's just crazy dire for no reason.
It's to build suspense and make you feel like you're in a corner.
Sure.
According to the Encyclopedia of British Law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here.
The final verdict. It's over then.
Oh!
But
There's a footnote, though.
A footnote?
However, the defense...
Just tell me!
All 6 judges of the jury are now in agreement in this case.
he's telling us off screen, Zach.
No.
Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous opinion.
He drank the wine and ate his cup.
Correct, I'm thorough. I have to get a new chalice from the ancient chambers every so often.
No. According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude that the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections.
I object. Miss Sasato, just tell me one thing.
Oh, yes?
You were in the middle of saying something before, the footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law. However, the defense... What did it say next?
Oh, yes, of course. One moment.
Why'd you put it away?
When all the members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence.
Get on with it! Come on, we already read this.
Footnote says, however, the defense
Yes?
has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point. Can someone define the term, please? I don't know what it means.
Summation examination would be to make sure all the jurors are doing it for the right reason?
Or like they're unbiased?
Yeah.
I object to you sweating. A summation examination. From which century has that tome you have there been resurrected? I would know. I've lived through all of them.
I was there when it was written.
Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. Back when I first invested and learned about investment in stocks, any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten and certainly no longer practiced.
But it's still valid.
So you're out of luck.
Hmm?
Oh.
What even is it, Miss Osato? This so-called summation examination.
Oh, one moment and I'll read about it.
Here we go. You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails.
It's literally our only option!
Typical. You look it up and it says summation examination, a procedure in which the guilty gets even more punishment. The end.
You must arm wrestle the prosecutor. If you lose, you both get killed.
And if you win, the guilty is still guilty.
They're still guilty.
All right, Mr. Naruto, I think I understand. It seems that under the procedure, we would be able to appeal to the member of the jury.
To do what exactly?
Appeal to them to change their learning and reverse their decisions, and it says here that if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed.
I kind of like how the slapping the book thing got passed down from, or like came from her to Phoenix.
Right, because Phoenix has he's holding the paper and he slaps it a little bit. That's good. That's true.
And then she's slapping the book.
Yes, in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision.
I used to get barristers and baristas mixed up all the time.
Barristers and barista?
They're very similar.
Yeah. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really, so it rather fell out of use.
No one was able to convince the jury to change their mind because they're humans.
I wonder why.
Because it was devoid of purpose. Especially with my vampiric changing one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age. But you don't respect yourself, do you? Do you? Do you now?
Still.
How many dots is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Literally just add like 2 more dots and then needs to be even.
I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked.
What are you suggesting? As if I don't already know.
Now we're gonna do it, Dick.
That we're not gonna do it. We're talking about it for fun. Thank you.
Yeah, that although it may be an antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct.
This feels like something we're gonna have to do a lot.
What do you think, Mr. Naruto?
He starts frantically begging the judge.
Summation examination, our last possible option. Do we assert our right? Well, obviously. Otherwise the game's over.
Exactly. Oh!
The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
You can't object. Shut up, dude.
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on Earth currently. There's no way another nation would outspend our military 8 times over. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure.
There's no way that over 50 countries worldwide will one day have independent holidays that all celebrate their independence from us.
Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Too fucking bad? Get over it? But if it's all right, it's all right. I believe it can be proved vital in this trial.
The defense petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination.
It's old enough to be there when it was first instated, so I would know. This is madness. No, he says like, no, this, Sparta, and then kicks him from across the room.
Yeah. Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready?
Well, I'm not. There's no mention of this in the letter. It seems to.
So someone sent him a letter saying to convict.
Yeah.
Or just that he'd be a juror.
Well, that too.
Maybe.
All
That's
members
true.
of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision.
On what grounds?
You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty.
Well, he was rather pissed on the spot.
This is most irregular. No mention of this was made before.
I don't really hold up with all this justifying lark.
Oh, I was hoping that her typing would be to the of the. That seems to have thrown the jurors off.
It seems none of them have experienced this before.
What were the other two?
Yeah, I've experienced it before.
All right then, the summation examination. A defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years. Well, just maybe it might be the opportunity we've been looking for. So you know what I think? I think that we're probably, because what, this is case 3, right? So we're gonna use it here to save our ass. We're probably gonna use it again in the next case, but under like slightly different circumstances. And then by case 5, which would be like the obvious last thing, they will have like outlawed summation examinations.
Ooh.
I will say that pulling out a near dead legal procedure from nowhere and using it to save your ass is totally something I'd expect from a legal drama. So this checks. This tracks, as they say.
So be it then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds in which you find the defendant Magnus. Yeah.
Are we gonna have a cool, like, sick, unique animation for this and like a little segment?
So.
Oh. Judicial findings.
Yeah.
So never mind. Maybe we will do this every time.
There was no one else outside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him.
Oh, that's funny.
I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. That's unique. Oh my god!
Oh, he stuck the trap right next to him, just like this. Brazen, I say, absolutely brazen.
I don't even think
That's not a
possible.
reason.
That's also not. I don't think the way, unless he was turned with him, it's right in his chest. I have simply typed and
Collated.
and correlated all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusions. You can trust the guild. Fair is our motto. We haven't raised prices over 4 pence for years. Wait,
Yes.
if there was 4 people, then wouldn't it be 16, not 20?
Hmm.
Am I doing math correctly?
No, I think you're right, but how much did the fucking fair
They said
play
20.
owed 20 guinea?
Yeah.
Right, not pence.
Guinea?
Right, so that seems like it's not relevant at the specific juncture.
Yeah.
The scoundrel stabbing the poor man on the floor. It beggars belief. Okay.
So
Not
like
floor.
3 of you are wrong. Like you just didn't understand the case. Period. Wait, no,
Also-
she does. Wait, no, she does understand the case. She's listening to what the carriage driver said at the end. Because remember, that's what the carriage driver said, was that he got up and stabbed him again.
Yep.
Sorry, I wish I hadn't pushed for this now.
Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they?
Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I have to throw everything I can at them and use some very persuasive language.
The knife guy didn't even have a reason. He just said it was brazen.
Yeah.
Just a moment, Mr. Naruto.
All the others had a reason for saying the thing, I think.
According to my book, that's not quite how it works.
Oh?
Huh?
Hello?
Taking
Hello?
a drink. Taking a drink.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Okay.
I wanted to take a second to calm down so that way I didn't yell at Saba again. Because it's unfair to yell at her for something that's evidently too commonplace to fix, which is fine.
Don't know what's happening. Clearly, I can't even see it.
It's a
I'm
sound.
brazen. Yeah, I know. No, I know, but I can't tell the sound to stop because it outlines the box in green, and I don't look at that all the time. I'll just hold onto the mic until we're done.
We have like 4 minutes left, so I'd appreciate that. I thought I was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant.
Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything their defense says.
That's true.
But then
They've
Probably
reached
have
their
to present
conclusions
evidence.
by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become.
Well, then what on earth am I supposed to do?
Give up.
Oh dear. I'm just citing what I read about British law, Mr. Naruto. No need to yell at me.
Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then? By presenting evidence.
From what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments.
Oh,
So
it's a
you're using
logic.
what-
It's a logic puzzle. We're gonna have to make the jurors argue with each other.
Like, yeah, you would have to use what one says against one. Yeah.
Because if someone says something and someone says something else, but they both
You're like-
agree, you have to make them reconcile that. What do you mean?
That's interesting.
That's kind of neat, yeah.
Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to be present a united front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together.
And that's the way to break them down, you mean?
Yes, exactly. We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says, and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. If we can, we then contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other.
So
And
the
then
guy
they
with the
fist fight
knife.
each other.
So the guy with the knife versus the old lady, because the old lady says he was stabbed on the ground, whereas the guy with the knife said he was stabbed in the chest or whatever, like while they were sitting. I see. So it's contradictions in what two or more jurors say is what we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination.
Oh, yes, but we tend to incite, them to fight. So if anyone would like to place bets, I think we could do that. Make some money.
I would put
On
my
the
money on the
side.
guy with the knife.
Yeah, he has a weapon! Find contradictions in their statement and pit the jurors against each other. All right, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. Oh, bang, bang! I have to pull this off.
We start proceedings, counsel. I would ask you to take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal.
Yes, my lord. So cool.
All right, perfect time to start this next time.
You're so right. though.
Examination.
Options. Oh
We
man,
have to wait
that's.
for
But we
this,
have to wait
yeah.
till next week.
Yeah.
Man, this is cool as hell. This is so cool.
This game is sick.
This is really good, yeah.
It's almost
I'm excited.
almost like time plus money plus like the opportunity to fuck up means that you can
Plus-
get your ideas
yeah.
down over time.
Plus experience.
Yeah, plus experience. Oh, that's really strange. So case 1 was me as a shadow. Case 2 is Sherlock Holmes, or sorry, Sherlock Sholmes, and now it's me again.
It's like a back and forth, like you've been doing with Sherlock Holmes.
All right, dude,
Wow.
that's really cool. This is really good.
All right.
Very nice.
That's a stream, everybody. So we'll be back tomorrow with Okami. It's been a
Yay.
while since Okami.
Yeah.
I have literally no recollection as to where we were in the game, but I think that's fine.
Yeah.
We just, well, I mean, I think that should be fair considering we just beat the final boss and now it's just brand new exploration.
Right,
Oh,
we're on
that's
part.
true.
Well, no, because
Wow.
we did have one Sunday in there where we like post final boss, but yeah, we were kind of wandering around because I remember Saba wanted me to like check a bunch of stuff, and I was like okay, and then right as we were about to go to the city to check on the bridge, it was like, oh, stream's over. So
Yeah.
all right, cool, good stream. Good night, everybody.
Farewell. Farewell.
Farewell.